Hi everyone, Corey here from Tales from a Polk County Girl. And before we get started on my 2020 planner walkthrough, I would just like to forewarn you guys that if I sound nasally and congested, it's because I am. Allergies are really kicking my butt right now, and I'm hoping that I will not have to cough or sneeze or blow my nose or any of those lovely things during this video, and if I do, hopefully I can hit the pause button before that happens. Hold on. Yeah, like right then I had to pause so I could clear my throat. I'm actually going to take a quick sip of water. On top of the allergies, I'm also 20 weeks pregnant, so allergies on top of pregnancy-induced sinus congestion, it's been fun. I haven't been able to breathe since Christmas. So, if it seems like there's a lot of pausing and everything in the video today or whatever, that's kind of why, and I apologize. I'm going to try to get through this with as little interruption as possible. Alright, so I am still using my Monster Flex for 2020. Right now I've got my white Realtree camo insert in the front because January for me, even though I don't live in an area where it's snowing and dreary, January in Florida sometimes isn't that great. I mean, right now it's a pretty nice day outside and the pollen count's pretty low, so after I film this video, I may go sit outside and read for a while, which is something I haven't gotten to do in months. So, let's open it up. Same dashboard, same 3 hobbies things I had written in. I've actually just recently replenished all of my Post-its. These are just regular Post-its. Nothing really new here. This is still more Post-its, little reminders. You guys know I like to write on my dividers. These dividers are starting to get on their last legs, and so I'm having to contemplate what my next dividers are going to be, and that's like terrifying me. All right, so the planner that I'm using, I had done a walkthrough video about these inserts before. These are from Yellow Paper House. I love Yellow Paper House. When I use traveler's notebooks, I use their inserts almost exclusively. Oops, just spit water on the table. In addition to any blank notebooks I found on the cheap. So I'm using the vertical half box calendar, and I have the monthly tagged with these cute little fox paper clips that my planner buddy Canyon sent me years ago. And right now, all I'm writing in here are my steps that I log with my pedometer. Now, I just haven't filled in last week. Normally, I just take a picture of my pedometer before I go to bed, and then I'll write it in and delete the photo. I just haven't done that yet. Because on top of all the things, because it's January 19th, I spent the first 2 weeks of January sick with a cold. So, yes, loveliness. So far, I'm going to flip through and just show you what January's been like for me so you can actually get an idea of how I've been using, let's see, can I actually, I don't know how to zoom in, so I need to reconfigure this tripod and all that. So I did start using tracking stickers, and that was mainly to show me whether or not I was doing yoga as often as I wanted, even though I do write it down. I just wanted some tracking stickers and some fun. When I was sick, which was pretty much like the first week and a half of January, because I don't get a lot of stuff done when I'm sick, because why would you? You know, you feel like crap. I do write that I'm sick, so that when I look back and go, why didn't I do anything? It's because you slept, like Saturday, January 4th, I slept that entire day. Seriously. All right. And then the next week, it's same thing. I was still recovering. I was coming off the cold. Not, that sounds weird. I was at the end of my cold and getting better. And this is this week. Okay, so yeah. What I have changed in terms of, I still have my weekly list and my tracking stickers and everything. What I took from the seasons week on 2-page vertical was, I liked how at the bottom with the daily task list, I could just write in the stuff that I wanted to track, like, did I do knitting? Did I write words? Did I do yoga? All that stuff. So what I ended up doing with this insert is, and I'll just pick it up, is there are 14 lines here, and I just draw a line across the middle. And anything that's above the line is either a time-sensitive appointment or something I know I want to get done that day, like a task. And then everything that is below the line, it's, did I do yoga? Did I do any knitting? Did I write words? All that stuff. One of the things I did change is here on my weekend list. If you remember, it used to be must 5, want 3, may 2. Well, in trying to be kind to myself, because I am pregnant, and pregnancy kind of, takes it out of you a little bit, and I'm tired and don't have as much energy as I should because I'm growing a human. Like right now, I'm out of breath just talking and trying to do this video. Is I cut down to 4 must and then added a 4 to want. That way my weekends are kind of even on what are things I must do versus things I want to do. And my want to do's are usually my self-care stuff, like I want to make sure I do some reading, I want to do some homesteading stuff, I want to do writing, I want to do knitting and all that. And the must stuff is either appointments or household chores, stuff that has to get done. In addition to, like yesterday, I did some yard work, which I can do, and I did it safely. And so I noted that. Today's laundry day, and I got rid of the May section because I wasn't ever getting down there right now. I'm gonna hit pause for just a second. Hang on. Oh, thank God I have the ability to pause. Anyways, so I haven't really done anything for the next week. I did start putting my very thin washi on here. Here, let me flip to, nope, I even did it on that week. Normally there isn't anything there, no title or anything. I had bought all that thin washi to cover up the timelines in the seasons weekly inserts. So I was just sitting there. I said, okay, what can I do with this stuff? So I just, added a little bit of washi to my planner, and I haven't fully set this week up yet. I just wrote stuff like my husband and I have tomorrow off because it's Martin Luther King Day. We have a baby appointment on the 21st. My husband's paycheck comes in on Friday. Those are just the things that, there's more stuff that's upcoming this week. I just haven't written it in yet. And then I haven't set up my notes section. Right now, I'm only keeping 1 month at a time in here. That has not changed just because I don't want to lug around all that weight. So there's what February looks like, and once I get to this Monday, the 27th, I will add February, the February pages to the back of the planner, and then this weekend, the first weekend of February, I will archive my January pages. So after that is my January goals and my monthly calendar. Yes, these inserts do come with a monthly calendar, but I just like using the seasons one because it's bigger. That's really all it is. It's bigger, it has lines, that's why I still use it. I'm going to do a separate video about my goals and everything, so stay tuned for that. February, nothing else is really happening. My future log. This is my old page finder, and I just flipped it, put it back here. My next section is my my tracking section, kind of sort of tracking. I've started to put in kind of like a table of contents in each section because some things I couldn't remember where I had put it. So, you know, weekly review, finance log, monthly house tracking, and the stuff that's crossed out is stuff I don't track in here anymore, and which is fine. I just didn't feel like rewriting the page because I'm lazy. And so yeah, it's just pieces of paper and other calendars and charts and everything. This one, this insert was actually, if you can see the holes right here, I think they are Heidi Swap. I think so. I think they're Heidi Swap. So this section is my goals section and my project section. Again, I'm going to do a more in-depth video about my goals and everything after this. So that's all that's in here. I've cleaned out this section as well because I just had a lot in here. And then, okay, this section it doesn't have a table of contents because this is what I call my like bullet journal collections section. I have like 3 things in the section, like on this post-it that I update regularly, like my Instagram post idea list. I'm tracking what books I'm reading and what items I'm knitting. Now, normally I would do this in I'd track the books read and the knitting stuff in another area or in another book altogether. And I just didn't want to do that this year. So it's all together. So other than some of that stuff, like knitted items, books read, I'm almost done with the book, so I'll actually have something to write on there. Everything else in this section is in alphabetical order, so I just use, it's like bullet journal collections meets the A to Z log, or A to Z file. Then the next section, I've just got some spare paper back here. This one is this is like my, it has my master to-do list in it. It has my computer task list, which means I have a list of stuff that can only be done on the computer. And yeah, it's a reminder of, hey, if I'm going to sit down and do some computer work, this is some of the stuff I need to work on. I'm still working on transferring. Granted, my little brother was able to transfer my paid-for blog back over to my free blog. So talesfromapolkcountygirl.com will not exist anymore. It shouldn't exist anymore now. My new blog is my old blog, which is caendicott.wordpress.com, and that will be in the description box below. And then a list of the take a while projects, which I also like to think of as the getting things done someday maybe list, because these are things that are gonna take a while. So yeah, that's all that's in here. Then after this, I've got, this is just what's left from when I used to keep my coupons back here. And I just kept this in here because you never know when I might have a sticker sampler, a business card, something just to throw in here. This is my lovely little zipper pouch that actually came with the Mead Organize Her Shopping Companion. That this product has been discontinued, so I still have mine, so I use it. And if I flip, good. Usually when I flip, I mistake. I'm usually showing some return address labels, and I've just got stickers, some return address labels, and stamps in there. And then the last thing, I don't remember if I showed this in a previous video, but this is a new addition. A lot of you have seen that there are now ring planners that have that have an elastic at the front and at the back of the rings. and they're called a rings and strings binder. Well, when I was at a planner meetup in December, I saw what one looked like in real life. And I thought it was the coolest thing, but I love this setup. So I just dug through because I still have all my Traveler's Notebook stuff, through my accessories box, found this elastic, put it on the rings, and then I just looped this little notebook through. And this is my musings notebook. Every once in a while, like, I'll get an idea about something. It's not necessarily a journal. Sometimes it's a journal, but just like, if I want to daydream about something, that's what this notebook's for. I didn't really want to do that on loose paper because, anyways, I've got a thing about it. So, and then in the back, just the cover. So that is my 2020 planner setup. Again, it hasn't really changed. This is what works for me. The pens I'm using are still the, I want to say they're the Inkjoy Quattros with the 4 different colors, and they just slip into the spine like that very nicely. But in addition to this, I do still have my B6 Flex, which is still being used as my refillable notebook, because sometimes I don't want to carry this around, or I just want to play around with an idea and work it out on paper. And that's what this book is for. And this just has a bunch of randomized scrap paper and everything and other stuff in it. I've done a walkthrough of this. Nothing's really changed in here. The pen I'm using this is just one of those 6-color pens. I got it from the Dollar Tree, and this one happens to be Yoda themed. I've had different themed ones over the years. So that is what I'm using for 2020. It's what works for me right now. It's been working for me more or less for 2.5 years now, because May 2017 is when I first set up the first Monster Flex. As I progress farther along in my pregnancy, I may want something smaller, and once the baby's here, I may want something completely different. But I will be in a new season of life at that point. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will, please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe I don't know when I'm going to get another planner video up. I am going to do a goals video, but just a general planner video. Since my setup doesn't change that much, it's, I don't do them that often unless there's a really big change, Okay, so questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.